All right, we are live. What is going on, guys? Community with closers. We got a full house tonight. It is exciting stuff. We got a lot of cool things for you guys as we keep going through these Wednesdays, community with closers. We're going to be reviewing the homework today. So as you know, we're kind of going through this series of we're doing the 10 steps through the sales process. So I have the 10 steps selling bilimically, and then obviously I have my 19 points to a sale, like where you park your vehicle, every little thing to get it out of your head, get into a system, systemize your business so you can grow. So I just want to welcome Marvin. Tell everybody a little bit about you, man, where you're
How's
at.
it going? My name's Marvin Salcedo. Live in a little town called Tyler, Texas, and I own several service industry businesses, as well as a mechanic shop, classic hot rod restoration company, real estate company, and just out here trying to do my little part to save the world. So,
Amen. Love it, brother. And then we got Jeremy Brook, and then we're going to jump into Corey. So, Jeremy, where are you out of, man? What you got going on?
Man, I am in the Tampa, Florida area, and I own an exterior cleaning company, and going to jump into some lights soon. This will be our second year, so good stuff, man. Good stuff. Got some stuff going on in the background, and we'll see what happens.
That's what
awesome.
I'm talking about, man. We're talking about it earlier, me and Marvin, multiple revenue streams, right? Bringing on those services that complement your main service is amazing.
Yeah.
Way to pick up the slack there. All right, we got the best rapper alive. Let's go, Corey.
Dude, I'm sorry for not. I'm sorry for being, silly. I apologize. No, my name's Corey Edmonds. I started a pressure washing company out in Washington. Scaled it to the $2 million mark in just under 5 years, and built a team of like 20, 25 people somewhere in there, and sold. And now I'm back in South Carolina, enjoying my life, and it's been awesome.
I love it, man. And, Corey's very humble. He is doing some amazing things for the industry. He's giving back. He pours into a lot of contractors. So, Corey, I just want to say thanks for being here, man. I kind of caught him off guard. I'm not going to lie. I was like, dude, hey, pop on here. Let's go.
No, I'm super excited to be here.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and then we're going to jump into the homework. So we got a lot of new people on. What we're doing is a series, everybody. So make sure you guys got that homework. Jeremy's been amazing with that. So if you didn't get it last week, sorry, but we'll have more for you as the episodes kind of go. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we're going to go through the one. All right. Share screen. Let's see what we got. Chrome tabs. All right. Tell me if you guys can see that okay.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Good deal. All right. So real quick, we're talking about the 10 steps by limbic selling. So step number 1 right here, we're talking about the warm-up. And so in this homework right here, I wanted you guys to go through this, and I wanted you to do a deep dive into your system, what you're doing now, and how you can open your minds up, open your companies up to say, okay, can we make these little adjustments, a little change, right, to make more sales in your business? And I know a lot of guys on this call have done this, right? Our system changes. We have to adapt. We have to pivot in different, conditions, different economic environments, right? And so in this, it says, no, when thinking about the 10 steps, the 10 selling steps process, it is important that you use a roadmap. You need to create a roadmap. And a lot of you guys have seen me teach. You've seen I have a couple different roadmaps, right? I have an employee roadmap. I have a customer roadmap. And so you want to have different roadmaps for your sales team and for your company that they can move through it. Your customer can flow through and have those amazing customer experiences. And so in here, well, that's what we're talking about, is a roadmap for you guys to get it out of your head and teach somebody to do it so you don't have to keep doing the day-to-day grind and be the bottleneck in your company. So for example, when driving from A to B, you may need to take a detour. But if you have a roadmap, you can always get back on course, right? So you have to have a roadmap. So if I ask you, what is the most important step? What would you say? And your homework was to fill this stuff out right here, right? So most would say it's the close. They are wrong. I'm telling you, they are wrong. All the steps are important, but step one is the most important by far. Step one is the warm up. It's the first date. It's the first kiss, guys. First contact, right? Step one cannot be skipped. You're out. You're done. Okay? Step one is the warm up. A, right? Arrive on time. Never late. Never late. And if you are going to be late, don't call them and say, hey, I'm going to be late. You say, is it okay if I'm going to be late? Of course, they're going to say yes, but you want to, initiate that. So if you're going to be any later than 10 minutes early, contact the customer and ask their permission. Don't tell them. Ask them if it's okay. If you're late, and explain why, right? 10 minutes early is on time. On time is late, period. This is what we tell them. So, I mean, we got guys on the call right now. What do you guys got to say to that one?
Well, that's beautiful. And actually make sure you do communicate with the client if you're going to, or with a lead or whoever it might be, if you're going to be late. I can't tell you how many times I have had guys or known guys who have lost the sale entirely simply because they did not communicate with the client.
Yep. Exactly. Communication is key, okay? And then B, right here, arrive ready to get to work. Don't just show up. Don't, make sure you got your measuring wheel in your hand. Make sure you are prepared. You have your clipboard, right? Your clipboard might be wrapped. Your shirts are wrapped, right? In uniform, wrap card, selling and looking good. You are the meanest, greenest soft washing company, fence installation company, electric, whatever it is, right? You guys are it. You are the expert. So look like such, okay? You need to be smelling good. You need to look good. Your hair needs to be trimmed, right? This is easy stuff. The problem is, we get a little lazy. We're the business owner. Hey, we're a little scruffy today. It's all good. It's no shave November. No, look professional, right? Make sure you're at the top of your game.
I always used to carry an extra shirt with me and always had gum or breath mints with me.
Boom.
Because you never know when you're going to run into somebody that wants a quote.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
You're always thinking ahead, right? Like, these are things I remember when I was 22 years old, man. Nobody believed me, so I had to put glasses on. I had to grow out my beard. You know what I mean? But you have to track these things too, right? Like you said, Marvin, you got to have a breath mint in, right?
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are the little things. People don't think about that. But you need to evaluate the home as you approach. So look for what is that? Distinguishable signs, right? Like things that you can relate with the customer. It might be the sports car. It might be, right, Corey, the Corvette in the driveway, right?
Yep.
Whatever
Sports
it might
games, yeah. Dogs.
Yep.
Gardens, flowers, anything.
That's right. I mean, those are huge things. Like, I met one customer, he had a freaking butterfly garden. I didn't even know what a butterfly garden was until he explained it to me. But now I know, I'm going to use that on the next customer because I'm going to be like, dude, you got a butterfly? How'd you know? Yeah, I got, boom, there you go. All right. So look at those signs, indicators of why they need and should want our products, right? We need to create the need, but we can create the desire. So we can't create the need. They already need the need, right? They're already calling you, but we can create the desire, whether, it might be the patio, it might be pool deck, whatever it may be. You can create the desire in the way you talk, the way your language is, right? These are things you're going to have to change.
Yeah. Right? It's also important to remember to not insult their house, but to show them how you can improve it and make it better.
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
I just went off my screen, so I'm gonna have to go back to it. Sorry.
But you want to lose a sale before you start. Insult their house, or insult their dog, insult their car, their team, whatever it is. You'll lose before you start. Don't do that.
Dude, I got a crazy story. I was door knocking, and I was going and I was knocking on these doors, and I was like, ma'am, you have a really dirty roof. And I'll never forget that, dude, her whole face changed. She was like, "What did you just say?" I was like, I'm thinking about what I just said. I was like, crap, what did I just say? And I'm like, no, your roof is like, it's dirty. She's like, what? She's like, get the F off my property. And she literally kicked me off her property. I'll never forget that. You can't insult them.
No.
For sure.
You're done. All right. So moving through here, right? We can create the desire. So I want you guys thinking about this, right? So if you're watching this, there's a lot of things on here. And again, we're just in step number 1. Okay. There's a lot in here that you can implement step by step, and it's going to be small tweaks. And I know for a lot of us on the calls, little tweaks make huge, huge changes and huge profits for you. So these are things you definitely got to do. So C, obviously, knock on the door first. Family doesn't ring the door. You always hear me say this. If no one answers, then ring the door. So strangers, ring the doorbell. Friends, knock, right?
Yeah.
So if nobody answers, ring the door.
I never ring a doorbell.
Yeah. It works. Like, this stuff literally works. And then they're like, hey, and they treat you different.
Mm-hmm.
So right here is D. Once they come to the door, introduce yourself, right? Shake their hand and show them your Ask the Seal badge, like whether you do ID badges or not. What are you doing to let them know that you are a representative of that company, right? Maybe shirt, logo, whatever it is. I like Ask the Seal because it gets emailed to the customer before we even show up. So we're breaking down barriers before we even show up, and we're adding that credibility.
Yeah, we do the same, Pat. They get the email with the Ask the Seal, and that our company's vetted and background checked our guys, and even wanted to add what Marvin was saying earlier. Even through our CRM, we'll text the customer saying we're on our way, we're en route to meet you for the estimate. It's huge because people want to know, like, when are you coming or what's your window, right? Just the little things, that little communication.
Yeah,
that's good.
Makes a big difference. That's for right. All right. So E, right? Go inside. So just for a few minutes, you want to acknowledge that you're going inside, right? Because you want to pre-frame a lot of this stuff. You hear me like, hey, Mrs. Smith, which door would you like me to come through after I'm done doing my measurements? Little things. Because now what you just told her is, guess what? I'm coming inside your house, whether you like it or not. Right?
Yeah.
I want to get to that kitchen table because that's where I'm going to sign the deals. That's where she writes her checks. That's where they do their stuff, right? That's where I want to be. But it's all about the pre-framing and the language you use. All right. So it makes it easier to get back inside and do that presentation. So that's basically what it breaks down to. F right here. Once inside, find something you genuinely have in common with them. Look. Homeowners know they cut right through the BS. Like, you have to be an educator and you have to genuinely have something in common with them. Hunting, fishing, sports. Yes, even a rivalry team. You know what I mean? A competing team. Talk for a few minutes about that. Not business. Okay? Just get to know them. Do a little fun stuff right there. Ask them about their family and share a short but sincere story about your family, maybe the company story, right? Just a little bit. Very often, this is where you'll find out they are not the only decision maker. Ooh. Have you guys had that happen before? You're talking with a customer and they're like, yeah, we're just getting prices. My husband's going to be here. He's on vacation. And you're like, oh, so you gotta get, you know what I mean? You got to get permission. A lot of times with the husband, I'm like, oh, so you don't wear the pants in the family? You make it light. You make it fun, because if it's fun, price will be fun. If you make it awkward, and I teach all my reps this, if you're like, you make it really awkward, all business, no fun, price is going to be fun. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to make it fun. You got to be the baddest rapper, right, Corey?
That's right. The best rapper alive.
That's right. So that's what I'm saying is, like, make it fun, make it light, but you got to start that conversation there. And again, these are all things that we're doing to line up. And remember, I think this is key too. I know a lot of you guys, I do hour-long quotes. I don't do 15-minute, 30-minute quotes. I'm there for an hour. And if I'm at a McMansion, it's 2-3 hours because we're having tea. You know, she's
Yeah.
about to sign over. She said she put me down the will after 3 hours, you know.
That's good.
But you got to have fun with it. All right. So G right here, right? Ask them by verbatim. You really want to do this verbatim. How long have you been thinking about having your home expertly cleaned? Remember, it's all about the language. You don't say, you know, professionally clean. No, expertly clean. Change up the verbiage. Everybody's saying, hey, when was the last time you thought about having your house professionally cleaned? You know, well, what are you talking about? My Uncle Brothers Joe did it last time. No, we're talking about, you know, we don't need the DeWalt, you know, 3.2 GPM, but you get what I'm saying, right? Expertly clean. No matter what they say this exactly. Great. What made you decide to do it today? And you'll notice on the test, I sent you guys the test on the last time, and it says we only say today twice in our presentation. That's it, twice. And there's a reason we do this. We'll get into that later on. But you always say this verbatim, guys. Great. What made you decide to do this today? They will say something like, oh, no, we're not doing anything today. You have a couple of responses to that. A is, what makes you say that? Oh, really? What makes you say that? Right? Now we're trying to figure out why. Why do they want to do it? Or if they say, well, I'm just ready to get it done. Great. Let me grab a contract and we'll get you signed up and on the schedule and ready to go. How's that sound? Great. Right? They will laugh. They're supposed to laugh with them. Make this fun. And when you get the money, it will still be fun. This happens too. When they give you the money, it ain't fun no more. They're like, what did I just do? You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, shoot. I've seen guys do it. I've seen them through the presentation. I'm like, all right, hey, you do it. I'll be doing a sales boost on site. I'm like, you do the presentation and I'll watch. And then I'll do the next one. And you know, when they finally sign over the money, you can see it in their face. They're like, what did I just do? Because it was just all business. It wasn't fun. So again, if you make it awkward and when you get the money, it still will be awkward. All right. So that's just step number one. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So that's step number one. So I want you guys to really analyze what you guys are doing. And you guys got the homework. You got the handout. My man Jeremy in the house got you guys taken care of. So is there anything you want to expound, I guess you'd say, on that you guys have kind of run into? And then I do really want to jump into Marvin here because we do have like 10 minutes left. I'm keeping these short. But real quick, anything you guys want to expound on? And then Marvin, I'm going to have you take it away, brother.
I implemented Pat's system. So like, you know, the 19 points to a sale, and it really just helps, you know, I had sales guys, right? So I wasn't doing the sales. But it was like a lot of things in that are natural to me, but like most people don't like understand it or whatever. And when you're training a new sales guy, you know, where to park and to knock the door rather than ring it, stand below the customer. Don't ever stand above the customer. You want them to feel like they have the upper hand. No hands, don't cross your arms. That's like a standoffish type stance. So it's just like stuff like that most people don't know, or maybe you do know it, you do it already, but when you hire that sales guy, he doesn't know, you know, and there he is, you know, sitting there talking to the customer like this. And, you know, so it is nice to have that all written down. And, you know, in a sales manual, we had sales manuals in all the cars. This list was included.
Yeah. Love that.
It is those little things, you know, like when I go on a sale, I'll turn my body even at a 45-degree angle, and I look like I'm looking at, like I'm busy. So I'm not like just like staring them down when they're, you know, going to answer the door. I actually look like I'm busy. I'm looking through something. Oh, hi, Mrs. Smith. You know, I'm Jeremy with Brick Pressure Wash. How are you doing? You know, is it like, okay, you're just kind of waiting, you know, because it makes you look like you're eager for the sale, you know, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I did implement that the G from step one. It was interesting. Something you said on the last call, Pat, I thought was good, that we always kind of want to find out where they're at, right, in the sale. So when I said, hey, what made you decide to get this done today? Oh, we don't want this done today. We're getting multiple quotes. So then I knew kind of where they were at, in the sale. I said, okay, and then try to, kind of tweak it from there,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yep, totally. And then if you're new to sales, or you have a sales team, or anything, you need to write every single objection that you come across down, and then come up with an answer. You need a cheat sheet for objections in that sales manual, and then we practiced them. So we would practice the objections in-house. So I'm not really good. I haven't done it in a while, so don't put me on the spot, for crying out loud. But I mean, just practicing it is crazy. Just working around the objections, and usually a lot of times it's agreeing to the objectives and then finding another pathway out. So, but
yeah. And you just hit the nail on the head, guys. You have to be practicing. And if you got a sales team, weekly, daily, whatever it is, because like you said, like, don't put me on the spot because I haven't done it, right? I'm the same way. If it's not fresh up here, what happens when a customer catches you off guard?
You freeze up.
You freeze up.
The
Yup. Exactly.
Why would they want to buy from you if you don't know your own product?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
Keeps you sharp, quick on the feet.
Yup.
So,
All right, Marvin, kick it off, bro.
all right. So I use sales a lot in mergers and acquisitions, because I'm selling myself to to somebody that's selling their business, and why they should choose me to buy their business. Or, if I'm trying to persuade them, many times they've never even thought about selling their business, and I put the idea in their head. And so I'm bringing the idea to them, and I'm selling them on how nice it would be for them to go ahead and go on vacation, or sit back and relax, or maybe they want to keep working and I can solve their problems. So why don't you come and work for me? I'll pay you really well. But I take all the headache. I'll take care of all the phone calls, all the client complaints, all the scheduling, all the taxes, all the sales tax and quarterly reports and all of that stuff. I'll take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then all you have to worry about is going out there and doing what you love to do. Maybe you're a pressure washer, or a landscaper, or a painter, or whatever it might be. And you got into business, and then somebody talked you into starting your own business. Then you realize you really don't like the business side of business. I call those guys accidental entrepreneurs. And they get into it and they realize they hate business. They love the idea of owning their own business, but they hate business. And I can solve that problem for them. And then I can profit share with them. I can give them all the upsides. And then they come and work for me. They're happy. They get to go do what they love to do, which is the whole reason why they got into it in the first place. And then I'll profit share with them, and it's win-win for everybody. Yep. But then there's other times when I'm having to re-educate people, and I will find out, like, let's say they want $5 million for their business, and $5 million isn't realistic because that's not what their business is really worth. So I have to educate them on why their business isn't worth that much. And so what I'll do is, in my education process, I'll find out, what is your reason for selling? Why do you want to sell? Okay, so you want to retire. When you retire, what is your goals for the business when you retire? Well, I want my people taken care of, and I really want my clients taken care of. Man, that's awesome. I really commend you for that. That shows that you really care about your people. Well, you know what? I'm not just some corporate guy. I'm a hometown guy. I live right here. My roots run really deep. I'm not just some private equity coming in. And I would love to let your legacy live on. And how I can do that is, I will take care of all your people, take care of your clients, and I'll be able to pull your employees into our culture. And we've got some amazing things that we're able to offer all of our employees. We've got vacation and sick pay, and 401k with a match, and we do gym memberships, and we pay for them to go to the chiropractor, and all this stuff that we offer. And Taco Tuesdays, sometimes we have tacos, and we really care about your people, and I would love for that legacy that you've built to live on, and I would be honored if you would let me do that for you. And see, what I did is I broke all those walls down there, and now he's excited. It's not so much about the money anymore. It's now about his legacy and me taking care of his people. Then we can work back around to the money. But because he knows that I'm going to really take care of his people, the money's not as big of a deal anymore.
Yeah.
And then I can educate him and show him the numbers as to why his business mathematically isn't worth as much as he thought it was worth. And, I can still try and give him the best valuation as I possibly can, and still be able to take care of his people at the same time. And so I'm using sales all the time. We use sales whenever we're talking to people. We're trying to attract really good talent to come and work for us. I when I want somebody to come and work for me and I'm chasing them down, what am I doing? I'm selling them on why they want to come and work for me. Obviously, our reputation in town kind of precedes itself, and a lot of people come to us, but sometimes they need that little bit of push as to why they need to leave their comfortable job where they've been at for a long time and go ahead and make that step and move on over to us. And what is that? That's sales. And so we use sales all the time, every day, day in and day out. And you have to be comfortable with talking, which is why you all practice. And you're going through that. You're working through different scenarios, and because you have to be comfortable and you're able to float in and out of the conversation, whichever the conversation may go. And the beauty of it is once you get really comfortable, you're able to lead the conversation the way that you want to go, and you're able to get the outcome that you want to get. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes those conversations take a long time, which is why you don't want to rush a sales call. There's been times when I've gone out and I've done, I'm trying to close a business deal, and it's taken up to 2 years before to close a business deal. But I'm patient. And because I'm patient, I get the deal I want. Now, if I rush it, then I'm going to overpay. I can make the deal happen with the right amount of money, but that just means that I'm going to have to end up overpaying. On the flip side, if you're in a hurry to sell your business and you're not patient, you're going to have to discount it in order to sell it fast. So patience is the key. Make sure that you're leading, or not leading, but you're guiding the conversation the way that you want it to go. And you're finding out how you can solve a problem for them. In pressure washing, soft washing, whatever, you're solving a problem for them. You're increasing the value of their house by getting that dirt off their house. It also prolongs the life of their roof, and you're showing them how this solves their problem, and then they're more likely to go ahead and close that deal with you right then and there.
100%. I totally agree with everything. So yeah, sales is you got to sell. I mean, everything has to be sold. Everything on this planet. Yeah. I don't know what happened to Jeremy.
And it's I tell you, it's not so much that you're selling people, is that you're giving them the opportunity to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people don't like to be sold, but people love to buy.
Yep, exactly.
So true. So true. I mean, I buy a lot of things. My wife's like, what are you doing?
I can't take very many days off because I start Amazoning. It's a little dangerous.
Packages, like, what is this? It's
Yes. Yep.
Love me some next day.
Yes, sir.
Our parts, Corey, come on now.
Oh, I know.
No, that's
if it ain't
stuff.
me, it's my wife. So I'm pretty sure she's on a first name basis with the UPS guy.
I love it. All right, good stuff. Well, guys, I really appreciate you. Like I said, we're keeping this short, sweet, to the point, right? 30 minutes. We're here every Wednesday. 8:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I just want to thank you guys all for hopping on here. Hopefully you
Thank
got
you.
some amazing nuggets. Like I said, we're on step 1 of the sales process. So we went through it on last Wednesday, but we're going to be doing little chunks. So make sure you're staying on here throughout the whole series. We want to bring you massive value. We want to change some businesses. Look, winter's coming. An election year is coming. You need to be here, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Got to be
Good
prepared.
stuff. That's exactly right. All right. Let's be proactive and make things happen. So thank you again, guys, being on. Have an amazing rest of your nights, and we will talk to you guys next week on
Thank
Wednesday.
you very much.
Thanks, Pat. You guys have a good night.
You
Thanks
too.
to you guys too.
All right. How do I get off this thing?